Hi, so today I'm going to show you how to go through bpQuote, which is our online quoting engine for small group business. So to start, we'll go to the website. From the website, you can go to our resources and click on bpQuote. This is where you'll find the link to log into the site, as well as things such as recent updates and some resources. So you can check out a sample proposal, the census template, which I'll show you in a minute while we run through our test. The like plans document, which is really helpful to show like plans with, based on your current plan and with all other carriers based on the benefits you have. And SIC search is also helpful if you aren't sure what type of company your business is. And then we also have some sample reports. So I'm going to go in and log into bpQuote. When you get to your login screen, you can either have a login for your agency where everyone in your agency would use the same username and password, and then you can see all your quotes for your agency, or you can also have a username just for yourself that would only have your quotes. So you might want to, if you don't have a login, check it with your agency to see if you have an existing login for your agency or if you should get your own personal login. Whenever you log in, you'll see any update. Once you've read it, you can hit Don't Show Again. And this will just be any, maintenance, any updates with the carriers, etc. Right. So on this homepage, you'll be able to see all the carriers that you can quote and what effective dates you can quote. So for example, Aetna, we have the 7/1 rates out and they're valid through 9/30. So if you're looking to quote October 2022, you would not be able to do so yet for Aetna. Click small group quote. And from here, we'll be able to quote a new group, recall any saved groups that you've quoted in the past, or we can go to table rate and benefit reports. So if we go to the table rate and benefit reports, this is good if you just want to grab a quick benefit sheet or table rates, but it's not for necessarily a specific group. You don't need the full quote. So we can filter by carrier. We can show just HMOs and click on any plans that you want to show in the report. Here we can generate full benefits, which could be either 1 per page or 2 per page, underwriting guidelines, table rates. And for the table rates, you can either do it by region or you can do it by zip code. And be careful with the zip code. If it does have multiple counties, you'll want to make sure you assign the county. So for example, 94597 only has Contra Costa, so that's your only option. But if the zip code was in 2 different counties, you'd want to make sure you select the right county because that could affect rates. You can also update the contribution to weekly, biweekly, semi-monthly, or monthly, and you can show a base plan if you'd like based on percent or dollar amounts. And there's also a comparison report if you'd like to see the differences between the plans you selected. And then you can either preview the report or create the proposal. I'm going to go back to the main menu section and go through a full quote with you. So we'll go back to the small group page, and we're going to quote a new group. So to quote a new group, we need the group name, zip code, and the SIC code. If you don't need the SIC code, we have a search tool here that you can use, and we also have tools on our website. I'm going to use 7379. Enter the total number of employees, the desired effective date, as well as the contribution. Now here you can either manually type in the data, add in dependents, Or you can import a census. If you have a current census in here and you just want to add on a few employees, you can click add on new employees and it'll save the current data. Since we don't have any data, we can replace the existing census. Here you can download the template. So this is our census template that you can download from our website with the needed information for quoting. First name and last name are optional, but it helps to run the quote with them. Then we either need date of birth or age. Date of birth is preferable because depending on the effective date, the age could be slightly off for rates. And then the medical, dental, and vision statuses. Employee only for EE, employee spouse is ES, employee child or children, or employee family. And then for the spouse and child, you'll do SP or CH. For dental and vision, it's slightly different. If you're enrolling with multiple children, you'll want to indicate the EMC as the status, and then EC if you only have one child for the employee. Zip code and gender are also important. Zip codes help only show the plans that are available for the employee zip code. So if they're out of state, it will only show the full network PPO plans that are available. And then if you'd like, you can include the email and salary if you're running things such as life or based on salary or LTD, you'll want to include the salary. So if you'd like to import the census, you can click Import Census, choose the file. And then all of the data on your census template will upload into here. If you still would like to add an employee, you can do so at the top here. Or if you actually don't need an employee, you can check here and it'll delete them. Click Next. So now we have all of our group information, our census information, and let's add in some current plans. So say they're currently with, they have an Anthem PPO. And a Kaiser HMO. You'll see that the first plan always defaults to mapping everyone. So it's best practice to put the plan with the most enrollment in first. So let's just say the first 5 employees are on Anthem, so we'll uncheck the HMO boxes. And these last 3 employees are on the Kaiser plan. And then if someone's waiving, you can uncheck them completely. And the same goes for dental, life, and vision as well. So we're going to import the current rates. And so let's put these people on their HMO plan. And then import. And these rates are importing based on the zip code that you entered in on the group information. You can double check that they're matching what the renewal shows and edit if needed, and click Next. So now you'll see these numbers adjusted to be 5 and 3, currently on the Anthem and Kaiser. If you need to export the census, you can do so by clicking this button here. And we're going to run through the quote now. So let's say we would like to show Anthem and Kaiser, and let's say they are looking to see what it would look like if they moved over to United Healthcare and Kaiser. And then we'll also include a dental plan. These rates in the quote engine are not bundled, and so if you'd like to see a bundled discounted quote for any of our ancillary carriers, you reach out to our ancillary team directly and they can get a proposal for you. You'll see here there's a Choice Administrators Export. If you click this, it will send you an email with a CalChoice and Choice Builder quote. Click Next. and we'll move on to selecting our medical plans. It'll show you all available plans with all the carriers you selected, which can take a while to go through. So we have these filter tools here. So let's go with Anthem. We're running the PPO plan that they're currently on. It's gold, broad, does not have infertility. We can reselect. And now it's only showing us the gold full PPOs with Anthem. So they're currently on the 500 plan. Renewal plans will always have this blue stripe with them. And then let's pick our HMO plan that we have with Kaiser that's renewing. And our United Healthcare, let's do that like gold plan. Now, if you'd like to see a benefit summary, you can click this link and it'll show you just a brief overview of the benefits for the plan. Or if you'd like to see exactly how, this 6,700 total comes out, you can see a snapshot of the employees' rates. If you're not seeing a plan that you want to quote, check the excluded plan link. This will show maybe why a plan is not showing. Maybe it's expired, or it's not available in the zip code that we're quoting in, etc. So once we have all of the plans that we want to quote, we can click next. And if you realize that a plan you wanted to quote is not here, you can click back. If you want to remove a plan, you can click the trash can. And if you want to add on any riders, you can do so by clicking the link. So for example, this Blue Cross plan, we can add on infertility. Click next, and I'll move on to dental. Please note this employer contribution. So rates do vary for Delta, for example, depending on the contribution that you have entered in on that first page. Quoting dental in our quote engine is very similar to medical. It has similar filters that we can do. So say we want to quote a 1,500 PPO with 180.50 coinsurance. We want ortho and employer paid. And that'll narrow down the options. We'll click next and we'll move on to the proposal option page. This is where we'll pick what reports we want to run, and then we can also look into life and vision. So I'm going to run just the general proposal options that we default to. You can sort by carrier, plan type, etc. And then if you decide you don't want to include a plan that you previously picked, you can also exclude it in this section. I'm going to show the side by side. Since we have 3 plans plus the 2 current plans, I'm going to include the current and do 5 per page. If you don't want to show the totals, you can do a benefits only. We'll include the member rate detail, the full benefits, also showing the current plans. We'll do 2 per page and we'll sort it by the current renewal. So the 2 Anthem plans and the 2 Kaiser plans are next to each other. We're on the underwriting guidelines. The current renewal you can run as a summary, or you can have full details. Table rates. You can do these for just the selected plans. And this report is the same report that I went over in that first section. And here you can also do a base plan, or if you want to change up the contribution period. We'll run the multi-option report. We'll include the current renewal plan so we don't have to map out who's on the Anthem plan, who's on the Kaiser plan for if they renew as is. We'll do the totals by plan and selected plans. The include totals by plan button only works if you're going to map them based on their current enrollment. If you're going to show an option where all employees are on the same plan, the totals by plan button will not work. So we're going to assign the plans, and we're going to map based on current plan mapping. So all employees that we assign to the Anthem plan will show what it looks like if they move over to UHC, and the Kaiser if they just stay with their current Kaiser plan. Map options. And you can do this for all the plans at once and then click map options at one time. Click save. And then if you have more than 3 options, you can go on page 2, 3, 4, etc. And always click save after you move on to the next page. Since we're only looking at an option with UHC, we can click back. It'll take us back to the proposal option page. For dental, we can add on the dental reports. We can select life plan, see if they want to add on Anthem or UHC, since those are the 2 carriers we were quoting. And since we don't have any salary information on our census, let's just do a flat life plan, and we'll include the underwriting guidelines. Vision is also ran on this page, and it has some more filters as the dental and medical did, where we can narrow down what exactly we want to quote. So let's say we want to just do Delta Dental and VSP. 1025. And this will help narrow it down so we don't have as many options to choose from, to less scrolling. And we'll filter. And that'll narrow us down to just a couple options. We'll include the vision underwriting guidelines and the tier rates. Personal protection plan, this is for Delta Dental, so since we're running that, we'll include those. And we can include page numbers. One thing to note, if you know what plans you want to offer to the group and would like to run worksheets, you can also do so on this page. This button is great for at open enrollment, running worksheets for all employees. So let's say they're sticking with their Anthem plan, and they have Kaiser, so we'll do it with KP. You can change their contribution. So if they have a semi-monthly pay period, you can note that here, etc. So we'll show the employer contribution on the worksheet and the annual premium, and we want to include the benefit details. Then we can filter by just the plans that we quoted. We'll have 2 plans per page. And then you can change the sort option based on if you want by name, premium, metallic level. And then if you'd like to enter in a base plan, you can do so. If you have a base plan, the quote engine only allows you to do it based on percent. So if you have a dollar amount contribution, we cannot do that in the quote engine. So I have all my reports that I want to run, and I'll create the proposal. So this is what your proposal will look like. We have our cover page, our census, side-by-side report with the current and renewal options, member rate detail, and you'll see, for example, this Kaiser HMO, because the first handful of employees are currently on the Anthem plan, we only quoted them on PPO, we're only going to see the rates for the employees that are on that plan or would like to enroll in that plan. On our benefit sheets, we have links with the carriers that will show us the benefit summaries for the plan. So that's helpful. And then you can see we have our underwriting guidelines, the current renewal report, the employee worksheets. This is the totals by plan portion of the multi-option report. And then you'll see we have our current plan. If they renew as is on their plan, they'll see a 7% increase. If they switch to the life plan with the UHC, they'll see 5% increase. So this report's good to see if employees are renewing as is or want, similar plan with different carrier. You can see what that will realistically look like with your group. And then we also have the dental reports. And here you can see the table rates at the bottom. And then same for vision. And life. And then we have the personal protection plan for that dental week that we quoted. Now, if you notice, if we go back to the proposal option page, you'll see there are little Excel logos next to some of the plans or some of the proposal options. Any report that has the Excel logo means that we can run it all in one Excel file, and each report will show up on a separate tab. So I'm going to unselect all of the plans that don't have, or all of the reports that don't have the Excel logo next to them. And we can run this by selecting this Excel Export Beta button. If there is a report that you would like to run in Excel that does not have the Excel logo next to it, you can still do that by clicking Convert to Excel and only selecting that one report. Generating your proposals in Excel is great if you need to copy and paste any of the data into your own templates. So you'll see we have the same reports. They're just on the Excel format instead. Now if we go back to the Edit Group Census Info, it'll take us back to that first page we were on with the group, and you'll see there's the saved quote. So after you run a quote, it'll come up in these recently ran quotes. And say you want to add on another report, you had a census update, etc. You can click requote and then quick quote, and it'll take you right back into the quote, and all of your plans will be saved, so you don't have to reselect all your plans. Mid-year, if you get a new hire, you can generate a worksheet here. And it's similar to the worksheet that we did in the proposal, but you can also specify the enrollment date. Since some carriers base the rate on current age or what your age would be on the renewal date, it's important that you enter in the correct date there. And then you can generate the worksheet. So please reach out to your group specialist if you have any questions, or if you would like assistance running a quote, and our ancillary team if you'd like to see bundling discounts and rates for our carriers. Thank you for joining, and have a great day.